What's up? So I got myself some chalky milk. Just in the soda that I usually drink. One or the other. Chocolate milk is pretty cheap, actually. You can get a half gallon of chocolate milk. Quarter gallon? Half gallon. Half gallon of chocolate milk for the price of a good bottle of root beer. So it's like, which do I want? A bottle of root beer this big or a bottle of chocolate milk this big? You know what I'm saying? $1.90 for half a gallon of chocolate milk. Anyway, so I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley recently. And it's gotten me to think about what one person can achieve when it comes to projects. This guy, his name is Concerned Ape. You see at the beginning, every time you start up Stardew Valley, it says developed by Concerned Ape. Concerned Ape is one person. One person made Stardew Valley on their own over the course of like 5 or 8 years. And I think it's like the 5th highest rated game, or 4th highest rated game behind Portal and The Witcher and Factorio. So you got Portal, Portal 2, you got The Witcher, you got Stardew Valley, and you got Factorio. Guess which one of those was made by a single developer, a single person? Stardew Valley. One person. One person made a game that is so good that it has a 97% approval rate with 15,000 reviews. That means out of every 100 people who play the game, only 3 people don't like it. And I can tell you that Stardew Valley is just a very well-honed experience. I have played Harvest Moon, or at least the GameCube version of Harvest Moon, way back when the GameCube, I must have been like in elementary school. I had the game back in elementary school. I revisited it with an emulator a couple years back, and it was, frankly, it was dated. For example, watering your crops, okay? In Harvest Moon, watering your crops is a chore, okay? I mean, the graphics aren't good. They're part of an era of graphics where the developers of games, so first you had beautiful 2D art, right? You had these games with beautiful 2D art, and then you had games like Ocarina of Time and Mario 64, which kind of used the, they could not go for the realistic aspect. Anyways, the point is that Harvest Moon exists in that sort of neck-beard, sort of peach fuzz era of, or at least the one I played, Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life, which is on the GameCube. It was part of like a neck-beard, peach fuzz 3D era. An era in 3D was sort of like a 14-year-old trying to grow a beard. Anyways, but Harvest Moon is pretty fun. I have to say. It wasn't as fun as I remembered it when I emulated it, but it was fun. I remember it being very fun when I was a kid. Very young kid. Must have been like 5th or 6th grade. Maybe even 4th grade. And then there's Animal Crossing. I have not played the new Animal Crossing. I don't have a Switch. And you can't play it anywhere else except on a Switch. And I don't think I'll ever get a Switch because I don't really have, other than the Animal Crossing and maybe Zelda Breath of the Wild, I really don't have any reason to have the Switch. It's not worth busting like $299 for a console I'm only going to play 2 games on. But I appreciate this Switch's existence. I think it fills a vital niche in the market, and I really appreciate Nintendo's commitment to innovation. Not even innovation, art. Like, their consoles are just so crazy, wacky, weird. Sometimes they fail, like the Wii U. You know, you got the tablet on your hands and the screen. Wii U failed. It was a bad idea. But then you got things like the 3DS and the Switch and the Wii, freaking everything, man. And you don't forget the GameCube used discs that are like this big, and I don't think any other consoles ever used discs that. Yep, Nintendo is the. I'm actually not entirely certain if Sony is Japanese. It might actually be Korean. I'm pretty sure it's Japanese though. You got Sony, you got Nintendo, and you got Microsoft. Sony is the one who, with their PlayStation 2, when Sony introduced the PlayStation, it was like huge because it used discs optical discs, CDs, DVDs. Whoa! Okay, when I was a kid, whenever I was watching TV, they would say, coming to you soon on DVD and VHS. I remember the day it switched to coming to you soon on Blu-ray and DVD, I was like, am I growing up? Am I getting older? You know, on the topic of getting older, if you've ever read Little House on the Prairie, yeah? Little House on the Prairie. I have read the whole series. Technically, it was read to me when I was in like 1st or 2nd grade. Okay, I was in like 1st or 2nd grade, and my mom had a habit of reading to us in bed. I might have even been in preschool, actually. I just have a really good memory when it comes to books. Anyways, so Little House on the Prairie. There's a little thought. This Laura Ingalls Wilder survived in like a total Western, Wild West, Northern Trail Manifest Destiny world, and she died in 1965, which is late enough to have experienced the birth of commercial aviation and computers. And if she had lived 10 more years, she would have been able to play video games. You know, like going from Little House on the Prairie to Boeing 747. And that makes me think, myself, what will I experience in 2070, you know? When I'm 73 years old, or maybe 2080, or maybe even 2090, okay? I might actually make it to 2090. You never know. I got old people on both sides of the family. I got people in the who went into the 90s on both sides of the family, so it's possible that I could go to the 90s. Although, if I keep up my eating habits, look at these hot tamales. I love hot tamales. You know, when I first started eating hot tamales, they were hot. Like, I'd eat a whole box and my mouth would be on fire, but now I can barely taste the spice at all on hot tamales. I guess that's just how spice works. Oh, also, these. Okay, so you know those Covers, Russell Stover chocolate? This is horrible quality chocolate. I mean, it was a gift, so I shouldn't say that about it. You don't look a gift horse in the mouth, but these chocolate bunnies, they're sucky. You know what I'm saying? They're sucky. But chocolate's chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Chocolate's chocolate. Have you ever read 1984? 1984 by George Orwell. One of the moments I remember most, okay, was when Mr. Winston was watching on TV. They said, the chocolate ration has been reduced to 20 grams a week, or 20 grams a month. And then, like a week later, they said, we thank the party for raising the chocolate ration to 20 grams a week. And it was like, chocolate was being used to lampoon the Soviet-style command and control economy. About command and control economies and economics. So you take EA, okay? EA, Electronic Arts, yeah? I'm pretty sure most of us, or Bethesda after Fallout 76, but let's take the example of Electronic Arts. EA, okay? What would happen if Electronic Arts was a government organization and you were unable to criticize it, and if you criticized it, you would be put in jail? That's called command and control economy, people. That's communism. It's a known fact of life that when an organization, be it a company or a government, gets big, they start sucking, okay? They start sucking. You know, like when a company outlives the visionary that founds it, like Apple, like Steve Jobs. They outlive the visionary that founded it. They become sucky, selling $999 stands, okay? Stun. Have you watched JoJo's? Oh my god, you should watch JoJo's. I haven't actually finished JoJo's. I heard a lot of good things about JoJo's, but I've only watched part 1, part 2, and a little bit of part 3. One of the things I dislike about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is that there's so much pantsing. Pantsing. Let me explain to you pantsing. I'm a writer. I've written 14 books. Most of the time when I'm writing, I don't know where I'm going, okay? But one of the key signs of bad pantsing is when you introduce a concept, a superpower, or some sort of fact about your world that you completely ignore or turn on its head later on for almost absolutely no reason. And that is pantsing. And if it's done wrong, if pantsing is done wrong, then it's noticeable to me, at least, since I'm a writer and I don't like it. I can't finish JoJo's because they keep pantsing, okay? Like they're writing by the seat of their pants. That's why it's called pantsing. You got plotters and you got pantsers. Plotters plot the whole story out and then write. Pantsers just start writing and write by the seat of their pants. So it's kind of funny. It's like a super derivative word. So there's flying by the seat of your pants, which is the original metaphor, or the original, figure of speech or expression. And I don't actually know where that came from, where that expression came from, flying by the seat of your pants. And then it became writing by the seat of your pants, and then it became pantsing when you write. And this is a specific term, this term only works in the writing world. It's a writing specific lingo. It's jargon. It's not entirely jargon, it's more like lingo. There's a difference between lingo and jargon. You know? Jargon are words that are officially, like actual words that are in the dictionary that only pertain to one field. I can't give you any examples of, like tachycardia. That's jargon for heart palpitations. That's a medical jargon. And then you got like plaintiff and I don't know. I'm not good with jargon. I'm not a professional in any of these fields. Although my dad is a doctor and my mom is a lawyer. Man, I'm failing here. I'm failing the legacy. My mom and dad are both Harvard educated. My dad went to Harvard Med School. My mom went to Harvard Law School. Both of them are super successful. Here I am, making YouTube videos with a low quality camera and eating chips. Have you ever felt like you disappointed your legacy? I know some people don't have a legacy to disappoint. I've been watching this channel called Soft White Underbelly, where they interview people on Skid Row in Los Angeles. If you've never been to Skid Row, I have. I've been to Skid Row in a car, and I did not step outside. It's like 3 blocks downtown from the fashionable area. Anyways, Skid Row is an infamous homeless place. It's infamous for its homeless population. Skid Row, man. And this channel, Soft White Underbelly, interviews people on Skid Row, and a good portion of them have like druggy parents, you know, prostitute moms, druggy dads, death, gang violence, mental illness, rape, molestation. Yikes. You want to see some of the horrible stuff, watch Soft White Underbelly. If you're sensitive to sort of tragedy, then don't watch Soft White Underbelly. I wouldn't recommend that channel to everyone. Nothing vulgar, like, you don't see anything vulgar, it's just the stories these people tell. It's just the stories they tell. You know, tragedy. There's some people who live in, like, absolute tragedy. You know what these are? You can get them for 99 cents. They are scent candles. No, there's no fire. I like the smell of these. One of them smells like clean linen, the other smells like grass. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today. I'll be back tomorrow with another video, and then another video, and then another video, and then another video. Anyways, if you want me to talk about a topic, just ask. I'll talk about the telepathy stuff, or the TMMORPG stuff, telepathic MMORPG stuff later. Nothing's really happening on that front. I guess it's just because we're not very enthusiastic about it. Whatever. Talk to you guys later.